I really can't stand trends. Oh, like the fashion trends, dude. Okay, as of this recording, it's like 2007, and for some reason, the 80s style is coming back, and it's scaring me. I mean, all these stripes and really bold colors are just a little nerve-wracking. I'm not a big fan of the 80s style. Well, you know, I mean, 80s punk style, that was fucking kick-ass. But, of course, this was, you know, this wasn't, like, store-bought kind of punk goth stuff like you have now. It was like, when you needed paper clips, you had to steal them from some office. You couldn't just, you know, go to a Hot Topic and buy paper clips for $8, you know? Same thing with safety pins. You needed safety pins, you had to steal them off of babies, okay? You had to steal them off of babies' diapers just so you can put them in your nose. You didn't get the magnetic ones that they have for $12 at these gothic chain stores. I mean, isn't that a little odd? Gothic chain stores? And, you know, I have a love-hate relationship with that because they have a lot of nifty stuff you wouldn't really find anywhere else. But when you mass-produce something that's supposed to be for an exclusive subculture and anyone can buy it, it's not really a subculture anymore. It's more of just culture or pop culture. You know, and I'm not quite sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know, a lot of people used to dress differently, like the whole goth punk thing, because they were a little bit smarter, a little bit outside the box, you know, a little bit creative, a little bit weird. But now it's like, you know, your average cheerleader that everyone in that subculture hates would, you know, can just go to any one of these stores, pick up whatever kind of goth outfit they want for the weekend, you know, and they can just kind of, you know, become a poser. You know, it's like, it's very, very nerve-wracking. Like, okay, no, there should be a test. Yeah, poser test. Here's what you do. You ask people certain things. Name 5 goth bands. Most people can't do it. Seriously. They'll be like, My Chemical Romance. Sorry, not a goth band. AFI. Sorry, not a goth band. Despite all the makeup and hair, not goth. And I know some people listening to this are like, what do you mean AFI is not goth? Oh God, I've been steered wrong. They've been a punk band. They've been around for like 15 years. They've always been a punk band. Where the fuck have you people been? Huh? And My Chemical Romance, they're not gothic. I don't care what you do to them. I mean, you can paint them black and put vampire teeth in their mouth. They're not goth, okay? A lot of people like to say Smashing Pumpkins were goth, you know, because they had that whole phase of the, you know, that melancholy era where they had the zero shirts and everybody had a lot of makeup. That was more of a grunge rave look than anything else. Not goth. That's just rock, okay? Big difference. Anyway, getting back to the goth bands. Name 5 goth bands. Not many people are going to be able to do it. I personally would list them here, but then every person who buys this CD is going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember that from that bit he did about, you know, subcultures and store-bought goth posers and stuff. Yeah, that was, you know, and then he'll ramble off the list and pass the test. You people out there who are actually into goth, real goth, and I'll give you an example like Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry. Yeah, goth band. Hi. You know, don't say Joy Division, okay? Not Joy Division. Yeah, they're dark. Yeah, they're a little tortury, you know, but, not quite sure if they're goth, you know. I'm not sure if they became, you know, one of these bands lumped into the goth genre just because the guy killed himself, the lead singer killed himself, and that makes them all goth and tortured. Or maybe just because their music's really bad. I don't know. Not many good goth bands out there. There's like 4, you know? The fifth one that is required to pass this test is kind of like, yeah, they're not good, but they are goth, you know, kind of thing. Same thing with punk, you know? You say, oh, well, what 5 punk bands do you like? Well, I like the Sex Pistols and the Ramones and let's see. Oh, God. Dear Lord. Yes, we understand the Sex Pistols are a punk band. I'm not gonna deny it. They are. So are the Ramones. New York punk, baby. Yeah. But, rambling off, you know, the name of a punk band that sold like 30 million copies of a record, that's not really punk. It's information readily available to everybody. You know, I mean, if you come up with, you know, some weird obscure name that nobody's ever heard of, that's an actual punk band. Let's see. X-Ray Specs. Yeah, it's an actual punk band, fronted by this weird chick with really bad teeth, but they're a good band. They're a punk band. 70s, from a lot of people don't know. X-Ray Specs. I think they just came out with an anthology. I don't know. Anyway, good band. You know, nobody really knows about them. You know, it's just, the people that come back with the Sex Pistols. I like the Sex Pistols. Yeah, Sid Vicious, he was great. Dude, I'm so sick of Sid Vicious references. Oh, Sid Vicious was one of the, you know, such a great musician, Sex Pistol, blah, 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 the epitome of punk. Yeah, okay, he was a crackhead and was totally on alcohol, supposedly, and, you know, had crazy hair and killed himself or whatever. It's a punk lifestyle to a certain extent. But as a musician, dude, worst bassist ever. I don't care who says what. In my opinion, he's not really a bassist. I mean, this is like bum, 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 bum. That's not bass, okay? That's like child rhythm, you know? It just drives me nuts. You know, a lot of people get a lot of notoriety in death just because they're dead, you know? I mean, like the band Joy Division that I just talked about. If that guy didn't kill himself, would anyone really give a shit? No. I don't care who says what. Ugh, my eye is twitching now. Anyway, you know, people have to come up with some kind of standardized tests and, you know, where just a few people exclusively have, like, you know, the information for it. You know, so somebody can grade it and, all these cultures are mixing, man. Too many cultures. There's a problem with a melting pot. After everything melts, you're just left with something that doesn't taste good.
I'm not gonna run.